There's a level to what you're going through right now that is kind of like paint by numbers. It's very tedious, it's very detail oriented, and it's very slow and methodical. And I don't feel like this is your doing. I do feel like this is kind of like the process around you, a process overarching, right? This is kind of like divine orchestration in some sort of way. But it is very much, it has you in a process of going back and forth in mindsets. It has you in this process of kind of like, you know, valuing the little things and kind of taking every little aspect and putting it to use. And that's exactly the reason for why it is kind of unfolding the way it is. It is slow and methodical for that reason, so that you are prepared. And it's also kind of giving you an opportunity to unravel and unleash aspects of yourself that you have previously either been moving too fast to access, or you've been hiding, or it's kind of triggering that out of you. So the Queen of Wands is coming out in the near future. The problem with this is that there's either, she brings an essence of challenge to your reality, where there is like a deciding force between choosing yourself or choosing something else. The Lovers and the Star card coming up. How much you're going to put yourself out there versus how much you attract, or how you handle the things that you attract and what comes in. This could be like you attract things that you're not used to, or you attract things that are unexpected. And so how you handle that and move forward is kind of your challenge. And that is why the universe is kind of making everything like a back and forth, you know, movement right now. That is why everything is unfolding in this Two of Pentacles way, and why it's kind of like a bit of good with the bad and bad with the good. Now, this week specifically, there's been some kind of delayed message, and this has to do with your boundaries. I wanted to ask, what is up with the Seven of Wands here? So we got the Seven of Wands in my weekly reading, but that's where it left off. And I was called to do a reading on the Seven of Wands today to discuss what it is that the collective needs to understand about the Seven of Wands. So that is it. That there is something here around your boundaries that is shifting, that is equalizing, I'm hearing. So it's coming to like a new harmony, a new level of harmony with your new reality. So as you shift, your boundaries shift. As you upgrade, your boundaries have to upgrade. So there's something here where you're kind of learning how to overcome. There's something about selfishness. There's something about using what you have around you. And there's something about kind of owning what you hold as well. The Ten of Wands signifies there's a bit of a burden when it comes to this as well. There's a bit of a standstill at times where you're not used to bearing this weight, facing this weight, or approaching it, so to speak. Maybe you would take on stuff that wasn't yours before, or maybe you just didn't see the entirety of what it is that you were holding and or working with, or there's something here where you didn't see it and now you're starting to see it, and now that you do, it feels like it's blocking you. The reality is, whatever it is that you feel is blocking you has been here the entire time. You're just now at a point where you're becoming conscious of it. And so it's how you change your perspective around what it is that you're coming to a deeper level of conscious awareness versus subconscious. So I feel like you've known something all along, you just didn't know now. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's coming online here. It's creating some illusions in your reality. And so you could get stuck. You could end up stalling yourself or kind of falling for something here. We've got some karmic energy present for sure, being one of the biggest challenges in this. And beneath it, the Ten of Swords. So something is reminiscent of something that has definitely affected you in the past. I think specifically with love, or specifically with something that is fulfilling, there's a level of disenchantment present. I think that's the biggest challenge for the collective right now, is the disenchantment. But with that Five of Swords kind of poking out here in the middle of the deck, an aspect of this is projected as well. So kind of sitting with it, zooming out and seeing what is true for you in the equation. What is true for you? How far have you come? Weighing the pros and the cons. How much energy are you going to give something that is challenging? We have the Ten of Pentacles here coming out. There's like a key here. that unlocks a treasure chest, or that, you know, the genie pops out of the genie bottle. But you've got to see through whatever illusion this is that has kept you stuck in the past. We also have a Four of Pentacles. So, and again, this is reminiscent of that Seven of Wands. There's an aspect of safety and security here, or clinging to safety and security. This also could reference limiting beliefs with the Knight of Swords underneath it. Potentially a my way or the highway type mentality. This could work at your detriment if you don't fully face it. For confirmation. Clarify this Ace of Pentacles. So, okay, so I'm hearing, I think you've made your choice already. There's just something in the background that is being projected, that is kind of giving you some kind of, do I stay or do I go? Do I take this offer or do I walk away? And again, I think you've already chosen. This is falling on top of that Ten of Pentacles. I think you've already made your decision. I think there's just an aspect of it that is going to cause maybe a wait period, a challenging transition, like a tight corridor that you have to travel through. There's something about this that feels somewhat restricting, because the Two of Wands sometimes is restricting. You know, when you're at the crossroads, it looks like a lot. There's a lot here, right? But as soon as you make that choice to go down one path versus the other, whether it just be a conscious choice that you haven't taken action towards or not, your mind's already kind of set on something. Here is what I'm getting. And someone's projection might have you kind of like, But this is also someone else's judgment. Now, this could actually be like someone judging you, or this could be someone else's perspective. Watching and waiting is what I'm hearing. I think you, again, this is on top of the Ten of Pentacles. I think you already know where you want to go, and what you've kind of already got this in the bag when it comes to a decision. And I don't even, for some of you, I think that might not even resonate in some form or fashion, because you don't fully see this Ten of Pentacles yet. But I think there's an aspect here where you're like, no, I think this choice is the best one. I pretty much, it's not even think I know at this point. So don't let the illusions get to you right now, is really the key. There's something that you hold and that you sit with that the chaos around you can deter you from seeing. You can lose sight of what you hold due to the chaos around you. So again, there is this need to kind of like stay in your own lane, and I almost said alone. Stay in your own lane, in your focus. That sounds like loan or alone. Alone, A-L-O-N-E. So a loan as in some kind of offering or money, or a loan. So take that as that resonates for you, because I think, again, there is something that's kind of challenging you, like, no, you should go this way. But I think there's a level to this that doesn't resonate for you, or where you're at, or this already subconscious or conscious decision to go down a certain route of the crossroads that you've been at. So trust your gut, really. And if you need some time to kind of sit back and think about it before you take a step forward, this is a good time to reassess your boundaries and how you uphold them. That's the other thing. Okay, so we had the Sun card as the challenge when I first started shuffling. So I think there is something about this Four of Pentacles falling on top of this Two of Wands and the Seven of Swords. There's an aspect of you holding on to your vision and to your path and continuing to move forward that does create some kind of self-deception. So that's what you really need to kind of like pick apart. And not pick yourself apart and not pick your decisions apart, but rather what is it that you don't allow yourself to have that you could allow yourself to have? Because there is something here that can rebalance itself and can be opened up more to more fun, to more pleasure, to more fulfillment in some way, to more open-mindedness, or to facing a fear on a deeper level. So there's something here that we are kind of letting our guard down on. But what that is, based on whatever this projection is, which I don't think is malicious, I think it's just a challenge to your mindset, which is in a very hefty shift at the moment due to the circumstances and outside factors, really. Yeah, it's got like a third party influence aspect to it, where it could have you obsessing over something from your past or overthinking something from your past due to whatever delayed message came in this week, or due to your curiosity, could have you overthinking based off of something you've already experienced. So be mindful of that. Just be careful as you move forward. Not too overly cautious, because that can breed paranoia, unnecessary paranoia into your reality, but just be mindful. Be mindful, you know? There is also an aspect to your suspicion that is true. But again, I think there is a need to unravel the actual malicious intent behind something. Is something actually malicious or intended to harm? Or is it simply just an aspect of someone else's behavioral patterns and beliefs and where they're at? That's their choice. That is not aligned with you. That's really all it is there's like something here that's not aligned with you anymore. And I think you've already kind of uncovered it, but based off of whatever this has to do with your past, it could create some form of feeling like there's a malicious intent present. So be mindful of that as well. Try not to overthink, just mind over matter in terms of like your forward movement and staying in alignment. But have fun. So where can you access that fulfillment? It feels like you already have opportunity that you're not taking advantage of when it comes to this. And again, are you giving too much emotion to something that you've already kind of overcome and faced? For confirmation. I think you might be giving way too much energy to something that you've already come to terms with. Closing the door on that. Smelling gasoline, which was present in my astrology reading. Again, the gasoline representing some kind of arrogance, but also some kind of like teenage angst or like teenage energy where it's a little reckless or impulsive. So there's something to this that I think you've already uncovered, but maybe you catered it in the past, or maybe it was you. And now there's like a shift out of that energy and it's coming back up in something that was hopeful or something that was offering you hope. So there's a level of pro and con to something that, again, was bringing something good in for you, but now we're a bit kind of, So I'm hearing the challenge is over. Whatever challenge you were facing is over. Just keep moving forward. Again, justice here, rebalancing things, but again, justice isn't always what you want. Justice isn't like winning the lottery. Justice is kind of like, all right, we kind of had to deal with some checks and balances here when it comes to something so that you can continue to stay firm in what it is that you're aligning with and moving towards. But it does feel like it came with a little bit of picking some scabs of some wounds that are still maybe healing or a little fresh. So just be aware of that. All in all, good stuff coming in though. can you keep your eye on the prize? Can you see that this is literally still coming and on its way? And there's an aspect of this that's already here that either you're not fully seeing or you're not fully taking advantage of due to the investment at play. So don't let the long-term dim what you have in the short term available to you, and take access of what it is that you want to move towards. I think gotta weigh your pros and cons, because there might be some availability to make a mistake there, but you know, try not to settle and know yourself, know your worth, and you'll make the right choice.